Hello everyone, greetings for the day. Welcome back to another tutorial of ISTQB Foundation examination here. The last previous tutorial we basically spoke about the very first topic of the chapter 1, and that chapter 1 was basically about the fundamentals of testing, and the very first topic what we were talking about is why testing is necessary. So we understood all about like the significance of testing and what are the causes of defects and so on, and also understood that different terminologies used in testing about like fault, failure and so on, and also a bit of like how much testing is enough. Today we'll be proceeding ahead with the same chapter, chapter 1, and following that we'll be looking into the next topic, that's what is testing. So we have few more topics to go ahead, so you'll be expecting another 3 to 4 tutorials to cover this chapter entirely. So let's quickly move into the topics here. So what is basically testing is at K2, that means we need to understand what testing is all about and what are the terminologies being used here, and also the process like the testing involves what other activities. So here if you see like what is testing all about, then everyone as a common perception for everyone out there that testing is all about executing test cases, monitoring results, and also logging the defects. Following that, you track them, get it fixed, and obviously, it's all limited to test cases execution. But yeah, obviously not. When you get into the process and in details, you understand that there's a lot of other activities which take place about the testing, where we talk about integrating our activities throughout the entire SDLC model, the software development lifecycle. And there are a lot of other activities like the test planning, test analysis, test design, test implementation, and then finally we come to test execution. And it's not limited to the activities which are before happening, that it's also that we do a lot of other activities take after the execution, which takes place, like evaluating the exit criteria, writing the test summary report, measuring the exit criteria. As a part of it, you do measure how many defects remain open, how many severe defects are there, and how many defects were deferred, and so on. So there are a lot of activities. These are just some of the major activities which I try to mention here, but there are many other minor activities also which take place, like, if you have to get into details, like monitoring the matrices, also like evaluating the test cases written by the testers, and also measuring the test plan review. So there are a lot other activities which we'll be looking into more details as we proceed to the upcoming chapters. But as of now, we understand that there are a lot other activities in testing, and it is not limited to that. So even when you talk about the word review here, we testers being good contributors to the review, we participate in that and try to help prevent defects at an early stage, which can be good practice to minimize the effects of introduction during the early phases, which helps us minimize the number of defects what we get during the execution. So mainly when we talk about testing, obviously testing is all about evaluating the quality, finding the defects, and making sure meeting the conformation to the requirement. As we have a number of definitions to testing, but specifically when you talk about the ISTQB concerns, they have 4 standard objectives, what you can see right on the screen right now. We have got the 4 objectives of testing as finding defects, gaining confidence about quality, providing information, preventing defects. So when you talk about the very first thing, that is finding defects, obviously the finding defect part is the main intention of conducting testing, where we talk about like writing some set of certain test cases and executing them towards on the application, and making sure that these test cases do help us find some defects. So it's basically defect is one of the unit also to define the quality or measure the quality of the system. As many defects you can find, that much you basically gain the confidence all about, and you say that okay, fine, we have got such critical defects and we have been successful to fix them before we can release it. So that's another thing when we talk about mainly is all about finding the defects and fixing them. There's also a certain extent we talk about the gaining confidence about quality. So when you say gaining confidence, yeah, obviously, as you write certain number of test cases, you execute them, maybe you find defects or you don't find defects, but alternatively, you also gain confidence while you work with the application practically. So as you execute your application, you interact with it, and also you assure yourself that, yes, fine, these areas are working fine, the test cases, what we have executed are passed. So if the test case is passed, that means there are no defects. But on the other side, you also gain confidence that these are the areas of the module or the application or the software system which are working perfectly fine. So execution also helps you, like the testing process also helps you to gain confidence. Thus, it's not mandatory that you always get a defect. But when you don't get defect, it basically helps you gain the confidence that these areas are working fine. Providing information, basically it is all about providing information to other stakeholders in the SDLC process about making certain decisions. While you test, you also measure a lot of matrices, maybe something like number of defects found, a number of defects fixed, number of severe defects found compared to the planned number of defects, and many other things like that, which basically helps management to progress the monitoring of the schedule. Based on which also it can help you that if we are expecting more number of defects than the planned, or we are getting certain kind of showstoppers or certain kind of issues during the runtime, these monitors basically help the management to take certain decisions like control actions to be implemented and to improvise the schedule or curb the gap of the deviation, overcome the barriers during the execution. So there are a lot of ways by which testing can help to provide information about the quality, about decision making, or about taking an alternative action to tweak the plan and come back to the schedule to deliver it on time, and also about definitely delivering the agreed quality of the product. Other than that, we also say to a certain extent that preventing defect is another objective of testing. When you talk about preventing defect, a tester is a good contributor to the entire process. So we say basically the tester must be involved in a life cycle model as early as possible. The approach what they can involve at an early stage is called as review, where any such document which is created must be reviewed by testers, because the testers are considered as good contributor to reviews. Basically, these are the validation team who will be writing test cases and executing them towards meeting the goals of testing or meeting the requirements. So understanding to be created by the test engineers are very important. Other than that, they definitely need to raise good number of defects during the review, which helps them the defects to be found early and fixed early, which is cheaper in cost. So that also helps the team to be very much clear with the requirement understanding at an early stage, which helps them prepare the test cases at an early stage itself. So where they are well prepared for the execution well before the time. So keeping these point in time, the very first tip I can say the PDF what we look at, or the documentation syllabus which is given by the ISTQB, the bulleted points are very important because they shoot you direct question from those bulleted points. So make sure that no matter how you prepare for the examination, but you also refer the ISTQB content for the agenda as well as the bulleted points. Moving to the next, understanding what's the classification of testing, where testing is classified broadly into two categories: static testing and dynamic testing. So people know about something called as white box testing, black box testing, or sometimes people tell me that they call the classification as automation and manual. There are a lot many things like this which people have created an impression of. But technically speaking, or about the standards, testing is basically classified into static and dynamic testing, where static testing is all about going through the documentation, understanding that how the documentation are written, if there are certain findings which can be performed before the documents are used for further processing. So when you talk about requirement documents, design documents, and other things, where a review can be conducted, and also, which helps other reviewers to understand the requirement. Also, to a certain extent, they can find out some defect in the documentation where author of the document is supposed to fix them up before it can be further finalized and archived for further users in these stages in the lifecycle model as well. On the other side, when you talk about dynamic testing, it is basically performed as levels of testing. So if you've ever heard of level of testing like unit testing, integration, and all, so it's basically goes with interaction of application. Whereas when you talk about static testing, there is no interaction with the application. There are no test cases written for it. You do not execute any kind of test cases, or simply you say that you do not have any kind of interaction with an application. You are limited to the documentation part. Whereas dynamic testing deals with interaction to the application, and you have prepared certain test cases to interact with it, and you run those test cases on application, or in turn you can say that you are executing application, and following that you find out like what defects you can encounter and log them up. So there are more things to explore about the static testing and dynamic testing. So if you talk about the word review, a review are basically of 4 types here: informal review, walkthrough, technical review, and inspection, which we'll be learning in Chapter 3. The entire Chapter 3 is all about static testing. On the other side, when you talk about dynamic testing, yes, the levels of testing basically include all the functional and non-functional level, where we do have some of the functional levels as unit, integration, system, and user acceptance or acceptance testing. And obviously all other non-functional levels as well, like performance, usability, accessibility, compatibility, configuration, recovery testing, and all. So as of now, this is what we should know about for what is testing and their classification from Chapter 1. The static testing will be discussed in Chapter 3 in more detail, whereas dynamic testing will be discussed in Chapter 2 in more details in the very next chapter, what we'll be looking at. Finally, there's another term in the same topic, the what is debugging and testing, like how basically we try to differentiate between testing and debugging, where some of the people, they understand that testing is equal to debugging. Testing is something which is similar to what we do in debugging, where we try to find the defects. Debugging, you try to find out the error in your program, what you have written. And quite common, whenever you write a program and you try to fix your program yourself, you call it as I'm trying to debug the program. So it's quite ordinary to understand that, okay, yeah, maybe these two are same. But no, today we understand that testing and debugging are different. Whereas when you talk about software testing, or also known as dynamic testing, is basically all about finding the defects. When you run a test case, a particular test case fails and does not meet the expectation of the test case, then you basically call it as a failure. And this failure will be recorded as a defect in the defect logging system. Now, this defect basically moves on to the department or the development team who has developed the module. So now the development team takes care of analyzing these defects, that what this defect is all about, what was the summary of it, and finding out the root cause, why exactly this defect was happening, because it's not mandatory all the time that what you see is the exact thing what you were looking to fix it. So sometimes you get a defect on the screen and it might be due to some other component in the module, and that would be basically creating an impact on the other module and where you could see that. So a development team job would be basically to find out those root causes and finally remove them. Remove them in the sense like fixing the defect. So once they fix the root cause, obviously your defect should not be reflecting again on the screen when you confirm it by conducting retesting. Usually testing is performed by testers, test engineers of the organization, whereas debugging is generally performed by the developers, because they are the one who know what is written behind the screen, that is the structure, codes, and the programs, and so on. So as of now, this is what we have for what is testing, and very easy. I think that's a simple one to understand, where we can understand about the understanding of what is testing and what is the classification of it, and debugging and testing, and so. We will be coming back with another tutorial on the next topic, that's 1.3, and that's principles of testing. So I hope this module was quite clear to you. You were able to understand. In case you have any queries, please put it in the comment box below, and I'll be getting back to you with the clarification or details on the same. So stay tuned to this. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, just click on the subscribe button. Click on the bell icon to get notified about the latest tutorials coming up on the same series or any other tutorials by me. So hope that went well and you have understood something new today. Stay tuned for the new video and take care. Till then, goodbye. Happy learning.